Hey everybody, I'm Kathy Weiss, one half of the Entrepreneur Oracle. My friend Andrea Rickett and I have come together to create a series of Oracle decks to help entrepreneurs, business owners, or people even just thinking about becoming one, navigate that wild ride of ups and downs and emotions that come along with being your own boss. You can get a hold of that Oracle deck before anybody else at entrepreneurauracle.com, along with some other really cool, amazing, and generous rewards and offers from some of our incredible friends like Amr Selim. I think I mangled it a little bit, Amr, but
You
you'll
did
hook
it
me up.
well.
Okay. Why don't you say it? Why don't you say it for everybody so that they can hear it properly with
So
the
it's Amr. The first name is Amr, and usually my Scottish friends would call me Amr and roll the R's.
I
And
love it.
the reason also because my name is a bit hard to pronounce, I ended up with a lot of nicknames.
Oh yeah. Give us
So
one.
some of like the famous one is the internet
The internet
guy.
guy. Yeah.
It's because of what I do, it's because of my work. Uh, but also, like, people on my soccer team call me Hammer, like MC Hammer. I
Yeah,
don't know why. Like,
I love it.
give the ball to Hammer.
There you go. You could
Okay.
do the MC Hammer dance for us. Well,
Boom, 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 boom.
let, let me tell people a little bit about you. Amr is from the beautiful British Columbia in Canada and has been helping people do business online since 2002. And that's why his friends nicknamed him the Internet Guy. He knows that small businesses often need help with technology, and tech is everywhere, right? It's in your mail, your website, your newsletter, social media, accounting software, your smartphone, and of course your computer. Many business owners spend hours learning new platforms and software, fixing their email system, or building their own website, when they should be spending their time speaking and presenting to their customers and prospects. I so feel you with learning new platforms, like, oh my God, some days. So Amr sees that many entrepreneurs are overwhelmed and overworked, and they are in dire need of help with their business tech. They simply want a tech guy that they can call and get stuff done. And he's that guy, you guys. He is ready to take your technology pain away so that you can focus on your customers and growing your business. His company is Human Talents Tech Services, and that's at humantalents.ca. And outside of work, like he said, he plays soccer, spends time with his wife and kids, and he is the family driver. Call you Amur's taxi
Oh yeah.
service.
The,
Oh,
the the home Uber.
there you go. Thank you so much for being here. And you have got a really incredible and generous reward for someone so that they're going to get along with the Entrepreneur Oracle deck. Can you tell us about that reward?
Sure, yeah. So you know how you either you build your own website sometimes and spends hours doing it, or you get it built for you and then you get handed over the key. And where to go from here? Usually, most entrepreneurs they just change text, a little bit of
Mhm.
images, they change here, change there. But the majority of people they don't know anything about the back end. Like this website runs on a framework, which is WordPress, and then if it's a WordPress website, of course, and then you also have your plugins and your theme, and there are different things that need updating, and the security also. I mean, you hear a lot of people saying,
So you were just kind of explaining about like doing the WordPress updates and how people get like forget or don't do it, and so it's part of your
yeah.
services.
So part of what happens normally is that WordPress itself needs constant updating as a framework, and your theme needs updating, whichever theme you're using, as well as your plugins. Some people think it's just a matter of pushing that update button and let it do its own thing, which works most of the times, but sometimes it can end up breaking the whole site. Some plugins don't play nicely together. There are some other times when an update to the theme kind of makes the website itself look a bit funny, not as intended. So
Mhm.
these things they have to be done and tested by a professional. So we don't just click on the button and let it do its own thing. So when you have a professional doing it for you, what they normally do, they test things before releasing them into your website, like before releasing them into production. So basically, we take a backup, we play around with these updates, make sure they're playing nicely together, and your site is secure, of course, so that you don't get, any hacks or any attempts to bring your website down because of something that wasn't updated properly. And then when everything is fine, we make that update, we release it. So then you're running uh, on the latest of everything. And then we do this in a proactive manner. So usually this is something that I call a website care plan. It's a monthly thing. People opt in and then they can opt out at any given point. So you can try it for 1 month. If you don't like it or you don't see that it's useful for you, you can opt out. There's no contract, there's nothing like that. So what I'm doing, what I'm trying to offer to people, I want them to experience it for
Mhm.
free. So like you sign in, you get 30 days free. If you cancel before the end of the 30 days, there's no charge whatsoever. And if you want to continue, you are charged the monthly rate. So that monthly rate is $55 per month. But since I would love to help everybody on the network, I'm willing to offer 15% off to everyone. So once we release the details, I'll get the coupon for you.
That's awesome. I'm now wishing I still had WordPress because I had WordPress at one point in my life. And I did one of those updates and like my cool little slideshow got all messed up and people kept messaging me being like, something's wrong with your website. And I so wish I had had you in my life at that time. Um, Darn, but you're so
Yeah,
fabulous. Thank you for
thank
offering
you.
that. So can I ask you a couple questions about your
Sure,
business and
go
how
ahead.
you
Yeah.
are in your business? So thinking about the way that it is today, what would you do more of in your business or for your business?
I certainly need to be out there more. Being a techie, I mean, you can tell I'm not an introvert, but because of the nature of work that I do, I'm always like a prisoner of my computer. Like I'm
Sure.
always getting things done and fixing stuff for people to
Hmm.
the point that I barely go out and network and meet new people. And of course, COVID-19 has made it worse because, like, for a person who wasn't meeting people, now cannot meet people.
Right, right. Definitely has made it more challenging. Um, yeah, and Michelle Martello, who is a wonderful B school mentor, really has taught me and talks a lot about how relationships matter. And it is tough when you get stuck behind the screen, so to speak, to get
Yeah.
out there and meet people. Um, yeah, so
I love being able to connect in person. So even if we do it over Zoom, that's fine. But at least we still have a little bit of a one-to-one rather than
right.
hiding behind the keyboard and email.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm super grateful for Zoom this year. I think we all are super grateful for Zoom this year. Is there anything that you would do less of in your business?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm like the regular entrepreneur that doesn't have a start time and end time. So
Yeah.
I end up working, I don't know, 15, 16 hours.
Hmm.
And it does feel sometimes like you're trapped.
Yeah. Is there anything that you try to do to untrap yourself?
Yes. So I try not to take uh, a lot of business at the same time, which is, I mean, it's hard to tell no, it's hard to say no to business, right?
Yeah.
And, but I try to be a little bit, I'm not too picky, but I'll try to be a little bit organized.
Hmm.
So if we're fixing a website for somebody or building a new website for somebody, I have a small questionnaire that they have to go through and I ask a few good questions, and we do one call in the beginning to establish whether we're a good fit for each other or not.
Hmm.
And if we're not a fit, we're not a fit. That's fine. Like, there's no point dragging on a project for 3 or 4 months or whatever. I also tried using something that we call the Pomodoro. I don't know if anyone has heard of it. It's basically like a timer that gives you
Oh,
25 minutes. So what you do is you break any task that you're doing
uh-huh.
into 25 minutes, time slots. So let's say if somebody's working on something that takes on average 1 hour, so this becomes two 25 minutes Pomodoros. Like every
Okay.
Pomodoro I don't know why it's called the Pomodoro, which is a tomato in Italian, but
Okay.
but basically you have this timer, and you look at your task, and then you assign it, let's say, 2 Pomodoros. And then after 2 Pomodoros, it will ring and it will not allow you to work anymore. It will not lock your computer,
Mhm.
but then it splashes on your screen and it's like a tomato.
I
And then you
love
have
it.
to get up and take a break for like, you
That's
know, 5 minutes or something before you can. So you're not going to be sitting for 6, 7 hours, you know, straight getting things done without forgetting.
yeah.
Sometimes you don't like it happens to me. It's not every day. So luckily, I'm a little bit more aware. And
Mhm.
because I play sports, so I've got like our games and training and stuff. But generally speaking, there are some days if I'm working on something, especially late night when the house is so quiet, I
Mhm.
could sit for 5 hours straight, not even get up from the same seat.
Yeah. That is
So
a
that I want to do less of that.
that is a brilliant suggestion to like all entrepreneurs need to go get that. Is it like an app that you can get?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh
If you're
my
using
gosh.
Windows, you'll find it on the Microsoft Store. It's called Pomodoro. And
Okay.
then I use Android, so there's a Pomodoro app on Android. I think there's a free version that has some limitation, and then there's a paid version that removes these limitations. But it was can't remember, but it was quite cheap. I got the paid version.
I love we
It was less than $10.
everybody go get that app because it is so true. It's hard to be like, and to tell yourself you're closed, like the business day is over. It's time to close and have like the rest of your life or other aspects of your life. So I think that is so brilliant. And let me ask you one more question. What would you completely stop doing in your business?
It's hard to say really. I mean, I don't know. I keep changing. Like I'm a very flexible person, so if I see that I need to do tweaks here and there, I do them. I'm not afraid to try something new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to fail. Like I
Yeah.
do it fast and fail fast, and at least get it out of your schedule and try something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always kind of changing what works, what doesn't. One of the things that I've done, which was a grave mistake before, being a techie, I've automated every little detail of my business to the point that there were so many softwares linked to each other, talking to each other, but I wasn't talking to people.
Right.
And that's wrong.
I get that. I get that.
I spent a lot of money on software that I didn't actually need.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time and effort getting things to talk to each other and integrate together. And what happened, I ended up building like a fortress whereby somebody comes to my website, signs on I don't know, downloads something, comes on my newsletter, and everything is automated. But I don't even know anything about the person, right? We didn't have a talk. So I don't want to do that anymore. Like there is a little bit of automation because it saves time,
Sure.
but don't automate everything. You still have to be a person, right? It's a
Yeah.
personal service.
Yeah, and I feel like we need each other and we need our connections and we need our relationships. And if like you said, totally saw that image when you said like I built a fortress around myself, and that's so like lonely and isolating at the end of the
Yes.
day. So good for you for recognizing that, because I can imagine as a techie, it would be so easy to just make all the things do all the things for you. So
Yeah.
I think that is super brilliant. Um, Okay, now I'm curious because we talked about what would you stop doing. Is there anything that you would start doing?
I want to do webinars. I don't know, maybe I don't have enough time to plan for it or something like
Right.
that. I'm by nature, I'm talkative, and I like to, you know, uh, give people a lot of the information that I know. It might be useful for some,
Mm-hmm.
but the planning part of it is kind of you know, what are we going to talk about? Who's going to help me with running it? Because you don't want to be distracted reading the questions that come on the screen. It's always better to have 2 or 3 people doing it together.
Yeah.
So I'm exploring that. Like I want to be part of a team or a group of entrepreneurs who are doing podcasts and webinars and whatever, and we can be guests with it, at each other's, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, and I'm gonna stay tuned and watch for when you start doing that, because I think you will have so much good information for people to learn and share. And really, I mean, that's what the Entrepreneur Oracle is all about, is that we're not alone and we need each other in order to succeed and rise up and have awesome businesses. So thank you so much for hanging out and talking with me today. And guys,
Thank you,
if you
Kathy.
want to get that 30, how did you call it? The website,
The website care plan.
if you want that website care plan along with your Entrepreneur Oracle deck, head on over to entrepreneurauracle.com and know that you are not alone. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you,
fantastic rest
Kathy.
of your afternoon.
You too.
All
Great to
right.
talk to you.
You
Take care.
too. Bye.
Bye, guys.